Hi, my name is Gabriel Dirksen, and this is my Module 1 Personal Introduction for EDL 855, Educational Leadership. Hattie Ione Dirksen is my first child. She is 13 months old, 1 year. She was born in July 2020. I'm a proud dad. I'm excited to have a child. I'm originally one of five siblings, and so I've always been a family man, and so it's exciting to have my own family. And on top of the chaos of having a 1 year old, we also got a lab puppy you can see down here. Kimber is a 4 month old chocolate lab, and we got her this summer. So we are now a small family of four, and our lives are pretty chaotic. A little bit about me. I've been married for 4 years to my beautiful wife, Lori. We met at Sterling College. She played basketball, I played football. We now live in La Crosse. I enjoy hunting and fishing are some of my hobbies. I'm originally from Sterling, Kansas. Graduated high school from there. My dad used to be the superintendent. He is now the superintendent in Dodge City. I've lived in La Crosse for 7 years. I'm an elementary education teacher. I teach fifth and sixth grade math and science. I've been coaching for 6 years. Football, I coach middle school football, and I just recently gave up high school girls basketball. I am on the DLT committee where we are getting accredited this year through KISA. And I also am a city employee for the summer. I mow and weed eat for the city of La Crosse. It's something fun to do, and it gets me out in the sun and working hard every day. Teaching in the pandemic. Teaching in the pandemic was definitely challenging. At La Crosse, we are a smaller school district, so we did not have the option of other teachers teaching remote. When a kid was quarantined, they were sent home with their school computer, and we taught them from the iPad at the front of our classroom with the students still in our classroom. So we had kids in school, and we had kids virtually learning. So it provided many challenges. It pushed me to be a better educator. I had to think outside the box of how to do many different things and improve my organization because we had to be planned a week and a half ahead. So we had to send copies home, and the kids at home would have those. And it made us wear many hats. I mean, it was challenging. Some things I don't want to go back to. I mean, we were kind of working two jobs in one, teaching online and teaching in person. And so it was very stressful, but very rewarding at the same time because we learned how to conquer many different things we did not think were possible. Mindsets. The mindset's more throughout where all students can learn, which I completely believe in. All students can learn. We just have to do our best to reach them in the way that they learn. And I think high school definitely is doing a better job at this with the pathways learning. That all students don't need to go to college. There are some trade school techniques that are getting taught and some different skill sets that will help them be successful in the real world. Teacher collaboration over isolation. I'm a huge believer of this in education, working together and creating groups and teams that help collaborate. Two is better than one. So I definitely believe in that mindset and happiness and optimism. It is definitely takes less muscles to smile than it does to frown, is a saying I like to have. And being happy and optimism will help us reach goals. I love to come into class happy every day. I enjoy smiling, something I'm known for. And so that mindset is definitely a great one to have as an educator because some days our jobs can be taxing and hard. But being happy and having optimism to reach our goals is something that's key. Disposition, confidence. As a building administrator, it'll be important to have confidence. You're going to have to make some decisions. You're going to have to decide the things for the whole group. So having confidence in yourself is important. Take risk and be decisive. Decide with a plan and stick with it will be very important. Having a sense of humor as an educator, a teacher especially, and then into a building administrator, it's important that we can laugh at ourselves and laugh with others. Our jobs are stressful at times, and it's important that we can be able to relax and enjoy a laugh and relax. Empathetically assertive. When I thought of this, having empathy for others, having empathy for students, having empathy for staff, and then having empathy for parents, taking in other considerations of how are others going to feel when I make this decision is important as an educator. And then a learner. As a building administrator, as a teacher, we need to set a goal of being lifelong learners. Everything's changing. The world is changing fast, and so it's important that we are learning new ways to teach these kids. Practices. Moore also had 3 practices: focus and prioritize. As an administrator, many things are going to be thrown on our plate every single day. It's important that we prioritize the information and get as much done as we can that day, and then whatever we don't there will be the next. So prioritizing and making sure we're getting the most important stuff done first. Examining feedback and data. It's important that we look at the data and make sure that we're reaching the goals we're supposed to be, and that the teachers' methods of teaching are working effectively, and that the school is at the standard it needs to be. And then emotional intelligence, making sure our emotions aren't driving our decision, is kind of what I thought about this as. Don't be quick to anger to make a poor choice. Make sure we are sitting down with our emotions being neutral to make the best decision we can for our school. Practices of an ethical leader. Personal courage. We got to believe in ourselves. Public interest ahead of self. We got to put our personal values aside, and you got to think what was best for the school. Self-control, self-discipline, and integrity. Be a person of great integrity, and make sure your staff is people of great integrity. Task and employee centeredness. Okay, so think about others and think about how your decision will affect the school. Recognizing talent. This I've thought about to reflect back on collaboration. When we recognize talent, put these heads together. Take teacher and staff input before you make a decision. Require high ethics for everyone. Have high ethical values. Make sure we are being respectful and treating others how they want to be treated. Which leads into the next one, is sensitivity, understanding. Make sure, put yourself in somebody else's shoes when you're making a decision would be huge. And inclusiveness. Critique. So some things I would critique, I just kind of look back on some of those mindsets, some of those dispositions, and some of the principles, and I thought about myself. I do have a positive attitude. That's one thing I do every day. I go into the day as a new day. I have a positive attitude, and that's just something I carry myself with. I would have to work on my assertiveness. I'm kind of go with the flow kind of guy, so I would probably have to work on that. I work well with others. I collaborate well. I lean on my coworkers. I ask them for help when I need it, and I think I could transition that into a building leader as well. Some things I would have to work on is organization and scheduling. I'm not a very organized person. If you would take one step in my classroom to see my desk, so that is something I am striving to work on this year. And then scheduling. Just with having a daughter and scheduling doctor's appointments, having a dog, scheduling vets, I would have to improve that also, so I'm not overlapping, I'm not missing meetings, and that is something I would have to work on. How does all of this support educational success and well-being of each student and adult? By having a positive mindset and knowing educational principles to be an effective leader will help build effective leaders that create an atmosphere that supports and cultivates educational success of staff and students. By being the best version of ourselves, we can lift up those around us. And this is my standard relevancy and reflection. I'm going to let you pause this. I'm not going to read this word for word. So here's my last part of the module, and thank you for listening, and I'm excited to learn from you through this course. Thank you.